Hey guys, what is happening, and welcome to today's video. So today we're with the lambs, little baby lambs and the sheep in the field here. Got a great overlook of the Vale of Worcestershire, and this is basically the cider orchards which are just starting to flower. So give it, I don't know, a week or two and they'll be beautiful flowering white. So anyway guys, the economy is in a precarious place. It doesn't really matter where you live right now, whether it's England, the United States, Canada. I've visited them all this year, and exactly the same situations are happening in all these countries. Now, the thing is though, with the exception of Europe and the UK, inflation has not been that hard hitting to every household in the United States and Canada. But the thing is, that brief difference between the two is ending, and the inflation is now beginning to bite in Canada and the United States. And this is a big issue, guys, because basically, if you want to boil it down to what is a recession, then essentially all you need to do is look at money going into businesses, goods and services in the economy. So when we think about economics, we like to overcomplicate things. Humans are inherently doing this with everything, trading financial markets, explaining supply and demand markets. Everybody always wants a overcomplicated explanation of these different things. But it really doesn't have to be that way. The thing is, when you really think of what a recession is, the very basics of what a recession is, it's essentially when money gets sucked to another part where it's not being utilized in the real economy, being spent on goods and services, etc. So what I mean by that is, let's say your energy prices go up. I was talking to a friend in Worcester, which is just over the Vale there, yesterday, and his bill has doubled. It's gone from £150 a month to £300 a month. That is a massive increase in his bill. He is in the fortunate position that he can afford the increase in his bill, but the thing is, most people can't, and that puts pressure on households to cut back then on other things. For example, they might not want to eat out. Restaurants, hotels, travel, those are the things that get hit. And you know, it's easy to say, well, you know what, it's not going to really happen. But the fact is, when you really look at the situation, it is going to happen. The fact is, guys, it's unavoidable, this recession, and it's going to be the biggest, hardest hitting recession that we have had in decades and decades. And this is the thing, people are underestimating this to the maximum, because they think that if the recession hits, the central planners, central bankers, they actually have faith in these people that they are going to be able to save the economy and it won't be so bad and they won't lose their job. You know, it's the same situation as why people who smoke. And this is a really simple explanation. Again, if you think about smokers, most of those people who smoke, they are aware of the dangers of smoking. So when you think about smoking, there's obviously many dangers and hazards when it comes to cigarette smoking, diseases that you can develop, as with alcohol drinking. And the thing is, people think the wind, guys, I hope you can hear me. The microphone does a phenomenal job of blocking out the wind, but you would not believe how windy it is right now. Just look at my hair. But the thing is, guys, what people forget is they always think a lot of, and I've seen it time and time again with alcoholics, be it functioning alcoholics and chain smokers and cigarette smokers, they think it won't be them. And that's really why they continue to smoke. They think, it won't be me, you know, I'll take my chances type thing, and they just hope for the best. And the same thing goes for most things. Humans have this ability to essentially block out different things and just underestimate the problems that it's going to cause. And we call that the normalcy bias. Now, the thing is, it's incredibly important to understand the normalcy bias, because that's going to help you become financially successful and independent. Because the thing is, if you can really change your mindset from the average person's mindset, which is they just want a good paying job, they want to work for somebody, they don't want to create their own business, their own financial economy, and they don't own gold and silver. If you want to be like everybody else, that's absolutely fine. No disrespect to you for doing that. But the thing is, guys, I know that you guys on this channel, you want something more. A lot of you guys have different things that you've put in the comments, you've emailed me, all the different stories, incredibly inspirational. But the thing is, as we move through this cycle, you need to prepare to lose your job. You need to prepare for everything to go wrong, so you're in the right position to take advantage of what is about to happen. The thing is, guys, at the end of the day, a recession is only going to be as bad as you actually feel it yourself. Some people aren't going to feel it at all because they have significantly prepared for the recession that's coming. God, the wind has just completely died down here right now. But the thing is, guys, we all have to prepare. Nobody is going to be spared, and don't ever think and underestimate that you could be the one, I'm in a government job, so I'll be okay. You don't have to worry about me, Luke. Well, the thing is, government jobs get cut too. You know, the thing is, I think Canada is on a path to basically become what happened to the UK after 2008, but in a very, very worse scenario, essentially. Because after 2008, I saw it, I lived here. It was an incredible struggle here in England, even to get a part-time job, and everywhere there was austerity in councils, local governments, big governments. Everything was being cut, and people just forget these things. They think, oh, you know what? Recency bias is another one, where you just think, oh, it's been like this for the past 10 years, so it will continue this way. The thing is, people can't seem to see a trend ending, even if it's right there in their face. And this is a trend ending. This is the end, I believe, of modern monetary theory. I do not believe this inflation is going to go away, even if the CPI numbers go down. The fact is, inflation has actually been way higher than the reports have even suggested for the past 5-6 years. And now you've got countries that don't agree with what Canada, the United States, the UK and Europe are doing, and they produce most of the goods and services that we consume. So whereas, you know, 30, 40, 50 years ago, there was a time where the superpowers of the West really were in the driving seat in terms of the world, they are not anymore. Times have changed. China is a massive superpower, and so is Russia. But people underestimate the two. They think, oh, you know, we'll just sanction them and they'll keep quiet. Look at the ruble. It's a classic example of how the West has completely failed. And I want to be clear here. I don't support any war or what's happening, and there's a lot of nuance there that we could talk about in many different videos, and I'm not going to get into it, quite frankly. But the thing is, you have to look and you have to realize and look at all the labels of the stuff that you and I consume. Where do they come from? They ain't made in Canada. They're not made in the United States. They're made in these other countries. So the inflation is coming from outside of the Western economy. So there's nothing that the central planners and central bankers can do anymore. They have put themselves in a corner that they cannot get out of. And no war, no anything is going to fix this. The only way they're going to fix this is to be able to build a real economy. And unfortunately, to build a real economy in Canada, the United States, the UK, Europe, it means destroying the asset bubbles that have essentially sucked the life out of the economy for the past 30, 40 years. So we are entering an incredibly interesting era for macroeconomics, for real world economics. And it's interesting for these things to play out. In my opinion, this isn't doom and gloom. This is just the reality. This is just what's happening. And if you prepare correctly and you position yourself correctly, then you're going to be okay. You'll be just fine. Why do you think, guys, that I am looking to leave Canada and I'm not moving to the United States and I'm not coming back to my home here in the UK? Why am I not doing that? It's because I know these countries are heading downhill at a rate of knots, and there are other countries that are positioned better to take advantage of what's going to happen over the next few decades, whereas Canada, the United States, the UK, Europe are not. So that is fundamentally my decision and my thinking, and we discuss it in the live streams and everything like that. But I just wanted to let you guys know. And that's why I don't have a bias when it comes to these asset bubbles. I really don't care, because I'm not planning to buy a house in the UK or in Canada or the United States, because I don't want that tax liability. The thing is, I've got my ducks in a row, everything is organized, and that's where you need to get to too. Create your own financial economy, leave these Western countries behind, head to a place that treats you better. That is the message from this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you can even hear me, I have no idea. Please press that like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Peace and love. Bye-bye.